Welcome to the Coach's Corner podcast, a platform where we get together to share our experiences, industry insights, and create discussions that challenge our own biases and thought processes behind everything that we do. This podcast is brought to you by our partners, Iron Edge, who are industry leaders in high-performance strength training equipment in Australia. If you're after any strength training equipment and spot something of interest, I'll then connect with the team over at Iron Edge and I'll see if I can snag you a better deal. Now over to the podcast.
Because I've seen so many things in this career. I started at 18. I'll see something like, I remember you early days of Mitch, right?
Wait.
Let me tell you a story.
Are we running right now?
Are we
I'll
running?
tell you a story.
Yeah, good. We're running.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, we're running.
Wait, we are starting. Welcome to the podcast. Do I look at this one? Or I can't look at that one, obviously, but this one here. Well, fuck. All right. So has this started yet? Or
Yeah, we're starting. We're in your podcast.
Oh, for fuck. Just do your intro.
No, you start the intro.
All right,
And
guys.
then-
Well, welcome back to the fourth episode of the Coach's Corner podcast. A man who needs no introduction, Woodford. Christian, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this. This is nice. Before I begin, Slow Burn Studio, check them out. They're pretty good. I just had to talk to the owners, boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know how the fuck they do that, but anyway, this is what it is. I work with my best friend over here who's actually not in shot. And I do a head-in. Yesterday we had massive fights. We were just fighting the whole day yesterday, weren't we? She's not in the shot, everyone. But anyway, Slow Burn, check them out. Really good. I really like this place. So congratulations, boys. Episode 4. Let's get some publicity going. This is the idea while I'm on here. So
I'll start off by just in terms of where I started the industry. So
Yep.
I know you from the Facebook days. Instagram wasn't even a thing yet.
yeah.
You were fucking huge on Facebook. You
Yep.
blew the joint up.
Yep.
You had your first facility down there, and
Yeah, I haven't yet.
I actually used to copy you. You don't know this.
Yeah.
But I used to make. You were the first person I interacted with online.
Yep.
You got me obsessed with Joe DeFranco.
Oh, what? Yeah.
And I used to buy all of his programs, the Strong Bastard 911 programs,
Yeah.
the Built to Last programs,
Wait,
and
of Joe's
of
stuff. That's fucking
Joe's.
sick. Yeah.
but then I actually, you don't know this, I was fresh 18 in the industry.
Yeah.
I actually used to hashtag changing the game on all my posts because I just wanted to be like you.
Oh, that's fucking pretty humbling, mate. I don't know what to say to that. Fuck, shit. That's really nice here.
Um,
Yeah, fuck, Mitch. That's very nice.
So a good way to sort of start and kick things off. I think, like I said, you don't need any introduction, but the impact you've had on the industry. I've had the facility in Somerville now for 13 years next month, and I'm thinking back, I probably owe a lot of it to the influence you had on me, and yeah, hopefully you don't come back and sue me for hashtag and changing the game. But
I think more people want to sue me, Mitch, than fucking. I couldn't give a fuck. I would never sue anyone. It's a waste of your time. If you know anything about the court system, waste of time. I would never sue anyone. People try to sue me, by the way. Never work either. Because I got no money, so you can't sue me. So there we go. And none of it's in my name anyway. So I think, first of all, I appreciate that. That's very nice. Yeah, it's very humbling. I think when I first heard about. Are you two business partners now or no?
Isaiah's head of performance at our facility.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I met Isaiah at the core event. I remember Isaiah. Do I remember? So when I first heard of Mitch, for everyone out there, I have respect for anyone who's willing to push athlete development S&C forward. Mitch, when you first came into it, I got a lot of respect because now you didn't do exercise science at uni, did you? Now, here's what I think right now. I have a company called Woodford Sports Science Consulting, and I do not believe in anymore. You can have a degree, you don't have a degree. The main thing is you want applied learning and real learning, right? Now, Mitch, when you first came out, you didn't have a degree, right? I watched you from afar. Like, obviously, I didn't know you when you first started, but obviously, as we went on, and I watched you, and one thing I have got so much respect for is, compared to most other people who have a degree, and apparently, if you've got a degree, you're better, you're not. When I say not you, but them, because they haven't done what you've done. You put your balls on the line. You've tried to develop. You have developed it in this area. You've gone to you go after it. You do it with passion, care, and commitment. I got respect for anyone doing that, right? Doesn't matter if you're a degree or not, and you're a good coach. You don't have to have that's another thing. People think you've got to have a degree to be a good coach. I met people with master's degrees and a PhD, and they can't fucking coach. You can actually coach. You don't need it because you actually have applied learning. And the longer I go, I've been doing this 20 years, the longer I go, the more I realise this. And I talk to so many coaches about this is the unis, what they do is they make them feel superior when they've got it comes down to applied learning. Research is all well and good. You can fucking state a study, but if it's not applied, it's useless. At the end of the day, we live in a world of results. I don't care what you're about, as long as you get results, that's what I care about. So when people used to say to me, oh, do you care about what they're going to say or they're going to say? I said, I'll stop them there, okay? All I care about and what myself, Kieran, and my entire team care about, and I'm sure you two care about, is results. Athlete-centered, results-driven. If you come in, we test you, for example, and you go 43 on the counter movement, 40 on the static jump, whatever it is, and like a 3-second, 20-meter sprint, and you do an intervention for 8 to 12 weeks, you retest and you improve at that, no one can say that program sucks. Do you know why? It fucking worked. And yes, there's something called minimum effective dose, optimal effective dose. It's just a fucking wank word to say, let's get some stimulus in that's not over the ability to adapt and get better. That's it. Use fucking common sense. What we do in this industry, and I've been doing it for so fucking long, is everyone does over them what they have to do to make them feel like, oh, they're tired. They must think it's a good session. You don't have to do that in this industry. You don't have to flog someone. You get a novice, you can give them just a little bit and they get better. So I'm going a long-winded road here of saying that well done for what you've done. You've been terrific at developing it, and I've got the utmost respect for you for what you've done. I've actually watched you been like, fuck, man, this kid's got balls, because you've gone out and you haven't had that traditional background. That's what I'm trying to say. And you've gone and got it. And so you should be proud. So the fact that I didn't know any of that stuff, you never told me. So I think that's beautiful. It's very humbling. And I think I said the same thing to Joe. And by the way, just so you know, because I only like Joe, he's unbelievable. Like, when you meet people, like, fuck, I hope he's not a dickhead. Like, every time I meet someone who says that to me, I'm like, hopefully they don't think I'm a dickhead. I can be a dickhead, but a funny dickhead, but not a dickhead. Like, someone who's an absolute arsehole. That's not me. But Joe DeFranco is like a legend.
Absolutely.
Like, he swore a lot more. Like, he even said to me, he goes, with you here, because I swear, but I swear in passion, he was like, we were just talking shop. He's just a beautiful man. And I always look up to people like that who are respectful of others, and he doesn't like a lot of people who get to a position, they try and punch down. I think they're better than people. I've never been that guy. I'll never ever be that guy. Not who I am. And I was actually chatting to a young physio today who works in an AFL club. It's funny, and a big AFL club, and how he was telling me about this guy who's higher than him. He belittles him, and I just kept saying to him, mate, you're a good kid. Don't let this guy get you down. He's a cocksucker. Fuck him. Don't worry about that. Fuck him. People like that, they're pieces of shit, in my opinion. Fuck off. I don't want anything to do with those people. I want a Zen lifestyle, Zen laughter. She's laughing there. Zen lifestyle, and just enjoy just being around good people. So it's good that I'm here. Thank you, and I'm going to give your listeners some applied knowledge and passion. But thank you for having me on here. And that's a long way of saying congrats on what you both have achieved.
I think we wanted to go a little bit different. Like, everyone already knows who you are. Yep. Everyone already knows what we're going to say. Mm-hmm. So I want to try and steer away from that a little bit.
Yep.
I know I was talking to Karen before we jumped on, a couple of other of Isaiah and mine's great mentors, Jordan Radcliffe, Gill-Furness, who you
Dirk on the podcast.
No, we haven't. Yet, but in terms of like who we
How's
look,
he doing good?
I don't know, mate. That kid's unbelievable. He's funny as. Didn't he come teach you guys Olympic lifts?
Yeah.
Bro,
he was unreal,
mate. How good, how funny is he? Like, he's passionate, applied. Mate, that kid, I could talk, like, he's been, like, for what he did for the business was fantastic. And I'm so glad he's gone on to do other things. Like, that's why I started Woodford. And I'm sure you started your business to give other people an opportunity to grow. Because before I started, you either did pro sport or nothing. You go to a local gym or a CrossFit, but you couldn't apply your knowledge. And I think what you've done with your gym is you're allowed coaches to come in and apply their knowledge, which is fantastic. So keep going. I don't want to keep butting in, but yeah. So you'll say something and it'll be like Gill-Furness, Jordan Radcliffe. Who else were you saying? Who else did you say there?
Oh, there's heaps of other coaches that have come through the facility over the years. But yeah, I guess it just goes to show that you influence so many people in so many different ways, and they're two people we look up to incredibly highly.
What, who Dirk and who else?
Dirk and Radcliffe, Jordan Radcliffe. We
teed
teed up.
Radcliffe, yeah.
I was messaging Jordan this morning. We're going to tee up some golf. Yeah, we'll play golf a few times.
Oh, yeah. So
he's helped us a lot with our sort of rehab framework and
really?
ACL stuff.
Yeah. So he just came to me from Queensland. He said, I want to learn off you. He goes, you're nuts. Like, I remember he said to me, he came in, he goes, mate, he messaged me. Dude, he messaged me. I told you I have a story for everything. He messaged me and he's like, dude, I've mentored that many people. We're going to ongoing joke. I reckon I've mentored everyone in Australia at the moment, like literally who's done anything in the career. Like I've either that or I've met them or we've networked somehow. And with Geordie, he messaged me. He's like, oh, listen, I want to meet you. I want to work for you. And he goes, how do I get a job? He goes, you're nuts, but you know what you're talking about. I said, oh, come down. We'll chat. And he came down. I remember being like, because how I am is when I meet people, generally speaking, this is who the fuck I am. It's like what I am in social media is like, this is me in real life. I'm not trying to put an act on. And then he's like, holy fucking shit, you actually are like this person. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit, because I'm authentic. I'm not going to lie. And when I first started, I reckon I got a lot of hate because I said some things that were very over the top, said things about a lot of, CrossFit and all this shit about what was wrong and what I believed. And obviously a lot of people came after me, and that's what Geordie said. He said, mate, you got balls to stand on your 2 feet and have a crack. And I said, I'd rather die and live like a bum than do something I hate. And that's why I always said that when I was doing this. And when I met him, he just said, I just want to work under you. How can I do this? I said, become a member of my gym. Let me get to know you. And because I really don't trust anyone. Like I was at that stage where I was like, fuck, man, I don't trust anyone anymore. So I'm just going to need to build up trust. And that's one thing I've realized about staff these days. Staff can make or break you, as you know. And you know, for management as well, it's if you fuck that up, you're screwed. So I've had some good staff. I've had some terrible staff. I've been a terrible manager. I've openly admit that because I think of life as you either do your job or you fuck off. I don't micromanage. I trust people where a lot of people don't. That you need to be able to trust people, but also at the same time you need to mentor them. And I'm good at mentoring sometimes. Other times I'm a terrible mentor, but I can admit that I have self-awareness. But yeah, Geordie I was really good with. I really like Geordie. I've got to have it. There's certain people I can work with, certain people I can't. Like anyone. Like with coaching, same thing. You can't work with everyone. I mean, I ain't going to work with certain people. Like people think I can't work with people who are introverted. I can. Have a look at Brick. Most introverted coach ever. Look at what he achieved. Fucking huge. He was a quiet guy. But you don't have to be loud like me. When I say loud, I'm just passionate. You don't have to. You can be passionate, but you can express in other ways. But a lot of people think you got to be rah-rah. But Geordie's a great kid.
He's got the facilities opening up in Queensland. He's,
I saw that.
He's moving at the end of the year, I believe.
With Yasu? Is it Yasu?
I don't know
not
the
sure who
ins
the
and
other
outs.
guy is.
I think that's his best mate. But
Okay.
they are. And I
Yeah.
told him when he left Woodford, you fucking better do that because I didn't do this for no reason. You need to become the best. And he said, yeah, I will. And good on him for doing that. So I'm glad you guys are good, mate. I didn't know that. I didn't know Dirk did the upskill. Oh, that video, Kieran, his hands. And he had one hand in his pocket. That's how he's always been like. He just does it. He's got mannerisms.
Funny you pick up on that.
I pick up on all everyone. So and people don't get this. Like I've done this job for so long. Like for so long. This is my life. I've always wanted to do this since I was 11, right? So I pick up certain things about certain people, how they walk, their mannerism, how they talk, introverted, extrovert. How
You give me shit about that, like with my hands, how they're stiff or something.
Yeah. But you pick things up. And coaching, like you know this, like both y'all. Coaching's more than just sets of reps and the nuts and bolts. It's so much more. If that was the case, every PhD nerd would be the best coach. It's not about that. That's why I meet people, swear to God, I meet people these days. I'll meet a young kid, he's doing a Cert 3 and 4, and I'll be like, this kid's got it. I can change him into something else special. So that's why I got all respect for Mitch. Mitch, you didn't come that, and this is another thing. If you're an exercise science student, pull your head out of your fucking ass and look what he's done. He's literally didn't have any background. That wasn't your traditional background, and you've just gone on to kill it. And do you know why? It's because you're passionate. That's all you need. And also, you bought Joe's stuff and you bought my stuff, and you phoned me.
On that topic, Woody, talking about what you think, saying you can identify a good coach straight away.
Yeah.
What qualities do you think makes a good coach? If you have someone walk into your facility wanting a job or something,
I think first of all, it's being a bit humility is an important thing, and I stress this. And a lot of people think I'm arrogant, but I'm not. But I'm just confident. I have so much confidence in my ability, and that's been built through repetition. So when you do something, when I first started, what I realized I did really well, which most students don't do, is they don't get coaching reps. So I've seen something so many times. An RDL, so I've seen a hinge, a squat, I've seen like a split squat, hip thrust, I've seen a jump, land, sprint, change. I've seen it so many times, and I can recognize a pattern. And what I did in my career early on is, and this is what most people don't do, they don't just get in there and get like what the saying we have is, go get your hands dirty, just go get the experience. No one wants to do it these days. They either want to become a social media influencer or they want to fucking do it online, which is great, but get the experience first. Learn what works in the real world, what doesn't. Okay, this worked for him, that didn't work for him, let's pick that, let's take that, let's use this. Generally speaking, you're going to have an overview through experience and theory, the science and the theory, what works and what doesn't. And then all you do from there, because of my experience, I've seen it so many times, I'll pick something up and generally I'll go, okay, that worked, I'll pick this up here. And I remember when I first started, if you look at my programs when I first started, I mean, Eric Cressy said once, if you look back on your programs in 10 years and they haven't changed that much, you haven't learned or something. And I disagree with that completely. Even though I respect him, I disagree completely because the basics, the fundamentals are still the same. I think he was saying it, I got it wrong with how he's saying it. And I think he expressed it. Yeah, he expressed it wrong. Yeah. Completely wrong in my opinion. And even Joe and I love DeFranco would agree with me as well because we had a chat about this. He agrees. I didn't want to throw him on the bus, but all the American guys are unbelievable. I got a lot of respect for them, like as you guys would know. If I was born there, I'm being serious, I would be just as big as them. This is like the hardest thing. I try to hit that mark, and I'm still going to try with Phil Daru, which didn't work out, by the way, which was no fault of anyone's own. But that was disappointing when he didn't end up coming across. Was he supposed to come, and his visa didn't work out? But anyway,
He's looking lean at the moment.
Yeah, he's a fucking big boy. Eh?
Lean
Ripper guy, lean and big and strong. But I think that's one thing when we look at being a good coach is, do you go out there and have humility to say, okay, well, a lot of people, young kids in I don't know if you guys get this, but they're like exercise science. I'm not training that kid or that mother or this. Coaching.
Yeah.
Just love it. Who cares? Like, okay, early stage, for me, I've never been that way because I started as a PT at Genesis. And that's why I knew always wanted to train athletes, but I started at the bottom level, right, and built my way up. Coaching's coaching. If you can coach a hinge to an 80-year-old grandma, you can coach it to an athlete because it's a lot. Generally speaking, it should be a lot easier to coach to an athlete. Generally, they've got better spatial awareness, motor control, etc. Generally, but why do you look at it that way? And a lot of kids do. So, firstly, humility to say, okay, I can coach anyone. Number two, work your ass off, like to get the respect and like don't want there to get results. Actually, care for their results. And the big one for me is number three. Would be a knowledge base that actually is applicable. I do not care that you've done a HD in your exercise science course, or you've done your masters at this fucking uni that only the best get into. Well, the best is subjective, number one. Number two, I couldn't give a flying fuck about that. I used to think it was all about that. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm now on the bandwagon. This is my company, exercise. I believe in sports science. Applied sports science. I believe on the ability to communicate and the coaching, because the coaching side, the science is great. But the most important part, what gets results, is the art, the application. Can you communicate, build relationships? Can you build buy-in? Can you motivate? Now, this is the shit no one talks about. And I could talk about this, but the art is something that's so innate. You either, and you learn it through being on the gym floor. And if you can't get my one thing I've always had in my life, even my own mother will admit this, who is probably my greatest detractor. At the same time, she's my favourite supporter, but she'll admit this, where I have this ability, and I don't know how, is to get people to buy into what I'm saying. And I don't know how. I just learned it from years of playing football and doing this. I've been doing this. Is the only thing I've ever done. The only thing I'll ever do. I don't think I'll ever not do this. I just fucking love this job. And yeah, it has come to a point where it's cost me my relationships with my girlfriends. It's cost me my family nearly. I've gone to rehab over it. Everything. And you would understand this owning it. It's fucking stressful, but there's nothing else I'd rather do. And I love it. And I love coming to places like this and helping people like yourself out who are literally doing great work, like unbelievable work. So I just love it. And even watching you guys grow your business is fantastic. Like every week I see it, I'm like, holy fuck, look what Mitch is doing. Like even looking at your facility, we're like, holy shit. But for us, we don't hate on people. My staff, we're not like that. If we were like that, if any of my staff, I'd fire them, because that's not what we're about. We're about these days, Kieran, build. We build everyone up, don't we, Kieran? Unless I'll call out bullshit though. I'm not going to not do that. Like I'm not. If you're doing a good job, like you build you up, 100%, share your shit. But if you're doing something you're dodgy, and I will call it out, it's just not right. I'm still going to do that.
So tell us a little bit more. Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to get
Did
a word
that answer your question? Or
No, I did.
Was that good? Yeah.
We'll clip that.
Yeah,
Maybe into multiple parts.
I think you'll get a lot of content. But my big thing about this is making sure that people understand is go and you don't
get your hands dirty first.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So the best thing I would have done right now is half the reason why I created Woodford was no one was doing it. There were so many exercise science students. Remember, so many exercise science
and
students.
they're pumping people through.
Yeah, mate, exactly. And people don't understand. The fucking unis are a business. What do you think? Oh, but they're going to help me get a job. No, they're fucking not. They don't give a fuck about you. I'm sorry, they don't. I don't care about the universities. They try and get us to do placement. Fucking pay me. And that's being fucking serious. I've done enough for the industry. And what I mean by that is, that's not me to be rude. If people message me individually and they call me, they come down, you can come intern. But do not send a fucking random email. I'm sure you do the same thing. Have some respect. Come down and meet you. Invest in you. Be a member. That's my opinion anyway. That's what I think. Be a member at, what's it called, PKQ? Be a member at PKQ first. Like buy some of your, invest in you. Do you understand? Do you agree? Do you guys agree with what I'm saying?
Well,
we had one Jackson who wants to intern with us, and I said, "Well, come train with us first for a while."
We always get them to come lift. We lift together on a Friday. Get them down if they want to come lift. If you don't train first of all,
mate, that's what we do. So yeah. I'm 100% with you. And also, it's not that hard. Like we're not expecting. Kieran and I talk about this all the time. We're not expecting hundreds of dollars, but it's our knowledge, it's our time, and I'm sure you put in a lot of time and effort. But and this is back in the day, it used to be like, you can't charge for this. We're a fucking profession. We've done a lot of learning, real learning and uni, whatever it is, and certifications. We're just you got to pay it forward. And this is the whole thing. We're paying it forward by helping the industry develop. Because in 20 years, I've always said this to Kieran, I said, and you remember if you followed me, I said this was always going to happen. Remember I told, when I first started, what did I say? I said, this industry will be massive in 10 to 15 years. Now, I started 13 years ago when I started, similar to you. when I started, there was really, there's really very no industry in terms of athlete development, right?
Well, you're the only one.
Correct. And Durham, but Durham didn't have his own facility, right? My idea was to put a face to it, and I knew that this is going to sound very weird, but it's not weird actually, but I had this thing in here, and it was like hurting me, and I was like, when I just, every day I woke up saying to myself, I'm not living the life I want to live. I'm just sitting back and I'm waiting for someone to change this industry. Because in America, it was a big industry. In Australia, no one was doing it, right? And I'm sitting there, and every day it's eating away at me. And I said one day, I swear to God, I've said this story before. I woke up and I looked in the mirror. I go, fuck this. I'm going to be the guy to do it. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I'm going to grab it on my back and I'm just going to take it forward. And if people want to come with me, people want to come. If they don't, fuck them. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to come out and say some things that I believe in. If you don't like it, fuck it. And I came out and I just did it. And I'm not saying, and once again, for all the people who hate on me, I'm not fucking saying that I was the only one. I'm not. But what I am saying is I was the guy who just fucking said, fuck it. I'm going to be the guy at the face of it. When I say the face, I mean, just because I'm polarizing and I say things with passion, people are going to either like it or not. And I looked at the fitness industry at the time, and I looked at all of them, how they did it. And they had a profile because they were one thing about the fitness industry, people, like not where performance, we're talking about more general health and fitness, what they were not loud, but they were confident, and they looked a certain way, and they pushed out their training. I thought, well, if someone did that in our space with passion, I believe they will get traction. And then everyone was talking about me. And within the first 6 months, I was like, holy shit, this is actually happening. And I used to visualize, like law of attraction, I used to visualize all the jumpers. I used to visualize my gym. I visualized it before it even happened. My law of attraction is huge, and I believed it. And then when it happened, I'm like, holy fuck, I did it in 6 months. Dude, I had a gym, started Woodford. And everyone said, I remember when I started, everyone told me there's no industry. Oh, it never work. I did it in 6 months. I had a gym in 6 months when there was no industry. Now, 13 years later, everyone's doing performance. Everyone. And not always the right people, but people like you, the right people who actually want it, care, they're doing it, which is great. I can't complain. I think it's great. But you look now it's flooded. Everyone around, I don't know if you guys seen how many people are doing it these days. It's fucking huge. It's like the buzzword. But when I started, no one wanted a fucking bar of it. But now, look at it. So I'm proud of that. Like, fuck, I just went after it. And I was hungry. Like, I had this thing in me because it's like there were so many graduates, but no one was applying it. Why? What is the point then? What is the point in a degree then working at Genesis? And by the way, nothing against, I worked at Genesis. Nothing against that at the start. But what was the point? No one's doing anything. No one's having the balls. And all these fucking academics were like sitting on their fucking high horse and doing fuck all and thinking they're above us. I'm like, fuck these idiots. I just did it myself. And then people like you followed me. And I knew that was going to happen. Then I knew hate would come. And I didn't care about that either. Like, I didn't really care. It's like, the amount of hate I copped, I can't cop no hate. I cop love now, and I don't even know how to take it. Kieran, how many times will people message me now, love, where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I still don't even know how to take it. Like, I'm better when I get hate because I like that. Because it's like, that's why I stir the pot. Because I get bored. Because I actually like that. These days I get love. It's beautiful to hear, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, but you're trying to push the needle forward.
Yeah, correct. That was the idea. Yeah,
that's what it comes down to ultimately.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, fuck, it was good times. Like, fuck, I was young. I was very young, 25, very young. And to have that pressure on me, and it was not pressure, it was just, I built a lot of things up in my head, and I'm just a lot more, it might sound crazy, but I'm a lot more stable now. Like, I'm older. Of course, I'd hope as we age, we get a bit more experience. And I look at business now, and he's even asking the two owners, so what was your name again? Michael and Riley. I was Michael and Riley. I was saying, this is great space trying to talk to them. How old are you? 25? Sorry, 25? 30. Sorry, I gave him 25. What I was trying to say is you're young. You know, you get it. You're young. You've got pressure on you when you're younger, you know, to pay the bills, to keep the light. No one knows. And that's why I got a lot of respect for you to go out and do it. It's hard, mate. It's not easy. But everyone wants a pot shot. You say, oh, he went broke, he went this. Well, fuck it. Who cares? This is what life's about. This is real world. And I'm not having to go at anyone. This is just real world. And hence why I come on stuff like this, because I think it's great we can get my story across, but also hopefully someone out there's watching and listening and they go, fuck me, I didn't know about this, or I didn't know you could do this. And hopefully there's another young, you know, hopefully for you, there's a young Mitch out there who really, you said you copied off me. There's some, I'm guaranteed, this is how the world works. There's some young kid out there who's copying off you and you as well. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
But I don't mind it. Like,
no, I think it's beautiful.
100%. Yeah. And I literally looked at you and was like, I want to do that too.
Yep.
I want that passion. I want that drive. I want to push the needle forward. But I didn't know any other way. So I was like, I'm just going to copy you.
Yeah.
But if we have the right mindset and the right landscape vision of the industry and what we want it to be, there's plenty of pieces of pie for everyone. We can all work together to make it better.
Oh, don't worry. You know what? So that's a reductionist view. So what a reductionist view is, and trust me, I've researched into all psychology. I'm real big on people's reaction to certain things. And because I work with, I work with psychologists. I work with a guy right now. Shout out Drew Wild. He's been brilliant for me. He was my what would you call him, Kieran? He's more not. What would you call him, Drew? But he's addictions. But he works entire life now for me. Life coach. And what he says is people. A lot of people have trauma, and they never work on trauma. They never want to go internally, and they never actually want to face their demons, right? Now, I'm facing them every day, and it's fucking hell, but I have to. If not, I go backwards, and it's the most... My life is like a merry-go-round sometimes. People think, oh, you know, Kieran and I laugh at this. Everyone's like, oh, you know, you do this, you do that. So, well, this is one part of my life. This is one part, and for so long, I put everything into this part of it, and then everything else suffered. And you get this because you're a business owner. You get this because you're a coach as well. You're a coach and a business owner, you're a coach, right? You'd get it, and so would you. Everyone gets it here, right? We have so many stresses in life these days of money problems, family problems, girlfriend problems, wife problems, girlfriend problems, whatever. You know, whatever it is, right? Friend problems. Doesn't matter. It's still an issue, right? And how we deal with it, everyone deals with trauma differently. And for me, having the self-awareness to know when I'm need to pull back a bit with my work, and this is something I used to have no work-life balance. Like, I'm going to say this right now, working how we work is, like, you know, I'm sure that you've got some sort of work-life balance, and both of you do, but it's like you have to have that. But in business, it's very hard. It's very hard just to not put that as your entire identity. So when the business went poor, when the business was going poor, I thought I was a bad person. And that's how you project and you build trauma. And for so long, my outlet was so bad, and it was just dealing with it, like make a lot of money, go party. Make a fuckload of money, then go party. That was my whole thing. My whole thing was work, X amount of hours, stupid hours, build the business, be the man, and then do a lot of bad things, go out and party until 2 days, and then come back and do it. It's not right. And the older I've got, I had to work on that trauma internally to figure out who the fuck I really was, because I put my entire business in it. And I'm sure you've gone through it, because I don't know, every business owner goes through it. But no one wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about the good times. Everyone wants to talk about the six-figure lifestyle. Fuck off. It's not about that. This is not about that. This is, there's so much, that's not real world. Like, and I see it and I laugh. These days I just laugh, because I was like, holy shit, it's not about that. It's no, I'd rather talk about the losses than the wins.
But I think the vulnerability part's really important, because if I can, like, similar to you, probably another thing I feed off with the way you are is that if I can speak up and be vulnerable and show humility, then the young girl that I dealt with at the gym's driving home with her mum, and she's thinking, fuck, I don't feel that great at the moment either. But Mitch spoke up.
Yeah, correct.
You know?
Correct. No, it's important. I think I've had so many athletes come to me and be like, oh, listen, can you, I know you have been through addiction, like you've been through depression and anxiety. You know, I just want to talk to someone. Can you help me? 100%. I'm very big on opening that up, especially men. First of all, men, us. It's very hard, because as men, we put it all on us to do everything and keep it internalized. We should never do that. Number two, you should always check on your mates. I think it's very important. Number three, in our industry, it's just fucked. How it is. It's like we talk about mental health, we talk about, but yet we help others. We're supposed to help others, but we don't help ourselves. And that's a big one. So making sure we train, number one, making sure we check out on our friends. And the big thing is having work-life balance. And especially for yourself, not putting the businesses, everything on your self-worth because of business. Do not, like for me, and it's very hard, Mitch, I get it, because you built it from I get it, because you built it from the ground up, that's your child. I will only, it's so hard to understand, like you get it, and I'm sure you get it because you see him.
I see him, yeah.
So it's fuck, no one gets it. I've been, like, this is my child. That's your child. It's so hard not to put that entire identity on. It's hard. It's hard. I don't dissociate. It's very hard sometimes, but I had to learn to kind of be like, sometimes you just got to back off and just go, okay, well, you're more to life than this. But for so long, I thought that because I was young, and then I had to go through a lot to learn. I think I've come out the side a lot better with self-awareness. It's still an ongoing battle that I still deal with in terms of my mental health, because fuck, you guys know, and you know, with the bills and shit, but that's life. But people want to talk. What I don't like is the people who just lie. I just can't stand this industry. Jen, I love this industry, but I can't stand it for how many people want to make it sound like something it's not. And then you get some kids in it who think it's just like, I'm sure you deal with them, and you deal with them with the interns. They think it's something that it's completely not. Like, you know what I mean?
When they first, that's something like when people first come down, right? Especially the students. And they're asking you questions, what this industry is like. It's hard because you want them to be excited about the industry, but be realistic with them too. Like, let's be honest, you don't want to get into this industry initially to make money.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not the right industry to come into. So being honest but realistic, but still trying to excite them about, like, because there are a lot of benefits to doing what we do as well.
100%. I just love how you said that, because we literally, I've got a saying here, if you wanted to make money, serious, I swear to God, go do concreting. So my mate's a concreter, and so has no qualifications. He left S&C to do concrete for 180,000 a year.
Yeah.
I said, mate, if you want to do, this is not the job earlier, just do concrete. The amount of people I've had kids in here, and Kieran and I talk about this. I don't know if your interns do this, but our interns used to do this. Kieran, we're like, these are the hours you have to work. Like, these are the hours, right? You can pick, but these are the hours. And then 2 weeks later, they go, oh, I can't do that, but can I do these hours that no one's in? Remember that? And I'm like sitting there going, what the fuck? It doesn't work that way. People have jobs. We coach between 6 to 9 a.m. or whatever it is, and then we come back at 3:30 to 8. Like you guys, I'm pretty sure you did similar. I do a lot of with my AFL boys. We'll do like one-on-ones during the day, or the VFL boys, or if they come in during the day, my ones I'm close with. I'm sure you guys do similar. But yeah, they're the main times. If you can't come then, you don't understand? Like, they don't get it. And people don't understand this industry. They've got this idea of this industry. It's like, I remember back in the day, I don't know if you remember, how old are you?
28.
How old are you now?
32 next month.
So if you got, I don't know, remember The Biggest Loser? Remember how it made it seem like trainers, it's glamorous? It's the most unglamorous fucking lifestyle ever. And I started in a normal gym, like doing like 6 till 9 a.m., split shifts. It's unglamorous. And it's not what people think you want to. And that's not to say, like you said, it's not to say it's not cool. Like, I love it. But at the same time, most of the time it's a grind.
But imagine you go into a 9 to 5 now, you'd probably fucking struggle.
I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Oh, I know. Yeah,
we talk about it all the time because we've always just done split shifts.
But even though you now with your lifestyle, you live on the beach.
Yeah.
You can go to the beach during the day.
Which beach are you near?
Aspendale. We're just moving. Yeah.
Oh, you're near us?
Yeah.
Hey, link up,
How
boys.
far are you? Why do you come down and train? You live Aspendale?
I'm in Cheltenham, but I'm moving to Aspendale.
Wait, leave him alone.
Yeah. I know. I was
mine.
down here.
Why didn't you? Wait, so hold on. How long does it take for you to get to Mitch's a day?
Half an hour.
Where the hell did you two meet? Where did you go
I
to
was
school?
living in Frankton. I went to school at Rowville.
Wait, Rowville?
Yeah,
the sports academy.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Football or
soccer.
Oh, soccer.
Yeah.
Shit. And
but I was living down in Frankton, so we've gone through the story on the podcast before. But
sorry, everyone. Sorry. Yeah.
I was just training people out of my garage.
My wife found him.
And then his wife
really?
found me.
Yeah,
And then
I had no idea.
Just as I was finishing like exercise.
Because I need
science
another
and went
coach, and then
So wait. So 2IC? You're 2IC?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you guys are close.
I've been there for 6 years with him now.
Oh, so okay, because you always need. So for me, I got Kieran. So for you. So you always need someone who's like. How many staff do you have?
There's about 7 or 8 of us now, I think.
Yeah. So who runs this? Do you run the staff, or you run the staff? How does it work?
Oh, to be completely fair, like we try and make it without hierarchy, so we all work as a team.
Yeah.
We all know what the job is.
Kieran over there.
And we all do it together.
I like that. Yeah. So we don't have a hierarchy at all. It's really Kieran does everything, and we just. I mean, my job is play. Everyone knows their role. So Maxie will do the sports science. He's a sports science. He coaches well. Leon's a coach. Braden is the performance osteo, which was Jordan's role. My role is the figurehead, the face of it, just to promote it, do what I do, just be me. Kieran does all the back end, and
this is like what you said at the start, Woody, about it being a unit. Like
one unit. Yeah, we all have a role, and everyone has a role, and you do your role. My thing is, it's with the young guys we have. Maxie, I've known a long time. It's like Dirk. Like when I lost Dirk, it was hard, but I knew he had to go. I was getting to a stage with Dirk where I was like, he was doing everything, and I love Dirk, but then I was just getting to a point where I knew. He's seen what I've gone through, and I think in his mind, he was like, I don't want to go through what you've gone through. And I get it, because he was at Woodford since he was 14. He was coaching at 15 years old, and all the boys like, who the fuck is that young kid? How does he know so much? Oh, because he's just passionate. And I knew that. And what he's done is fantastic. I love him. And the fact, when I watched that video of him, your staff, and he was cleaning, I've got this thing with a few of my mates, and we all message each other about him. I love him. I love the kid, but it's just how he is. Because I know what he's like. I know he's just... When he says something, so I remember I didn't get him, but I told him, go to America, and I helped him out with a few contacts, but he did the rest. I helped him out with contacts, right? But I said, you got to go. He went, and when he came back, I just said to myself, this kid's going to go next level. He's not on another level to anyone I've ever met. He's just got something. I believe that he's a better version of me, and what I mean by that is he doesn't have the, I think he doesn't have that, no one loves it more than me, I believe, in terms of this industry. I just believe I've got this obsession with it where it's just, I don't think if I couldn't do this, I don't think I'd be alive. I love this so much. This job has kept me alive when I reckon I've really struggled. Like sometimes I've been like, fuck it. I love it so much where I think Dirk loves it, but every time I look at that kid, I'm always proud to watch him grow. So when you guys hired him to do that, I thought that was great. I think that's fucking fantastic because you need to upskill. I think it's very important to get your staff to do upskills. and you haven't asked me, which has pissed me off, Mitch. Get me in. I'll do a fucking staff upskill, so get me in. And I said that to Kieran when I saw Dirk.
Yeah, let's get that
100%.
organised.
Yeah, so I think,
easy.
it was fantastic. So I just love, I think as a team, the collective, I do miss Dirk, but there's always someone, like for me, I'm giving another kid opportunity, like yourself with you. I know you guys do internships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, how many do you take a year? Like
we take 2 every 6 months, so 4 a year.
We take Simmer. We had enough. In all honesty, Dirk brought it back. It was Dirk who brought it back because I stopped it. I had enough. Because I can't be fucked, mate. I can't be fucking not going to show up. Like, what I do is I'll find somebody. I had this young kid. Shout out Yoshi. I love the kid. He'll probably message her. Because this is serious. He's such a love. He works at school now. The money he's getting at this school is ridiculous. Like school, I don't know. There's another. So we talk about there was no private sector. Now there's a private sector. Now there's high school. So have you guys seen this?
This is what we were talking about the other
Yesterday.
day. So we were talking about like the growth of the private sector, how it wasn't a thing, now it's become a thing.
Yeah, well,
it's like where you're going to go. That other pathway now is probably going into the private schools.
Well, through education, what's happening is through educating the private sector, people start going, "Holy shit, we need to create this." And once again, I'm not saying it was all me, but through what's happening is, I reckon a lot of people have started, and then it's put pressure and people like, "We need this." So now you can go to high school, you can go to the private sector, you can work at facilities like yours. You can go pro sports still. You know, there's so many more options. Am I saying it's perfect? Fuck no. Am I saying the right people are always in the right positions? No. But it's a start. I reckon within, what am I now? So I'm 39 this year. Fuck, I'm old. 39. I reckon by the time I'm 50, this 10 years time, it's already exploding, but it's going to keep getting bigger. What will happen is pressure will come on pro sport to actually pay properly. It's still terrible. Like, if you don't know anyone out there, like, pro sport is still horrendously in terms of pay. It's in terms of, if you're trying to get in there, there's too many people. It's basic economics. It's supply and demand. Hence why people try and get in the private sector, and people realizing it's actually quite hard to do it too. People think, "Oh, you got such an easy job." Well, do we? Do we? We have to fucking promote you got to promote what we do. We're going to get the clients in. You know, people don't get that, but everyone wants to think it's so easy. But saying that though, pro sport's got every place has its pros and cons. You got to figure out what you want to do. And don't just fucking go pro sport because you want to tell your parents or your friends you want to work with this. It doesn't. If you're doing that, wrong reasons. I actually got in this industry because I fucking love it. I started at the bottom level, as you know, and my thing is I only got pro guys because it took me years, not even years, but I started Woodford. No one was doing it first of all, but second was because I'm so passionate, I love what I do. I had people messaging me. That's how I started with that. But I chose private sector because of Joe. You know this, and you chose I'm open because of me and Joe. I always want to do private sector. I've never wanted to do anything else. So I find it weird when people say, "Oh, why do you want to go pro?" Because I never wanted to, because I can't. I don't know about you two, but I like kind of getting to know people more. With that, it's very hard. It's very busy. I get that. It's getting better where people understand it more. But I've always wanted to do private sector in the gym because of Joe. I've always wanted to. And I remember when Joe said on the podcast, I don't know if you remember 194 when I did it. He said, "Oh, you know, I see you as the DeFranco of Australia, blah, blah." And like for me, that was like that was the moment for me when I went there, because I'm like, holy shit. And I've always wanted to be up there with the American guys. It's just so fucking hard in Australia. It's so small. And it's very small market here. And what I mean by that is their market's fucking huge. They all understand it there. It's crazy. They get it. We're getting better. We still don't get it. Like, how many times would you think that a local football team will invest with you guys and make this mandatory? If you play football, in my opinion, and you guys, all three of us, we're biased, it should be fucking mandatory. There was 3 ACLs at Lily's Netball Club on the weekend. 3 young girls, 3 boys. It should be mandatory. If you play sport, don't even forget about performance. Let's look at injury reduction. We know. Stop with all this. Let's research more on female ACLs. Why? We know what to prevent them, but we're going to put more money into that. Let's put more money into the S&C, but they don't want to.
We had 2 13-year-old female ACLs last year.
Well, there we go. It's getting bad. So we look at like education. Let's keep educating. It's really good to have people like yourself, AA, Core, well now Core's gone, but I respected Core. Geordie Taylor, my boy Geordie, I don't know what he's calling it. What's he calling it? Principal in Sydney. Mandy Hop. I've got a huge network now. So I've got a network where what we do is I look at everyone in the network we have, and it's a big network, and people who I respect and I like, everyone's doing, the people that I know, like yourself, doing a real good job at your areas. What it's changed is the areas, like certain areas, people doing good jobs. So if someone says to me, who knows out this way, that they can't come to us, we'll just say, you guys, we're going to network now. And I'm really good to see where people are doing some real good work. Where before, it was either me or fucking, like when I started, in terms of, there wasn't that many. And as you know, it's developed, like it's developing. Like, look at, who would have thought 13 years ago would have force decks, would have Nord boards, all this stuff. I couldn't put GPS. Like, I'm sitting there going, holy, when I started, it was like low level, just getting out there and coaching, which I love. But you can't get too caught up on that tech stuff because at the end of the day, the foundation is coaching. You can't do that. You're not worth salt. Like, but people hide behind it, and I don't like that. So we get a lot of kids in here with a master's, and they're like, have no skills in terms of they can't go to the gym for and actually communicate. They can't hold a room. They can't communicate. And it's like, well, you can't really do your job then. So you've got to baby steps and build up. So I think it's great to see. And the industry I'm really proud of. And
Woody, I'm gonna flip complete 180 here.
Yeah.
All this stuff we're talking about is absolutely brilliant, but we all know it and we've all heard it before on many podcasts with you. I want to know more about this new facility of yours. And I think everyone else does too.
Yeah, so we're trying to keep it like under wraps. We haven't really said much about it. We wanted to get out of the other space because it's like a pokey space.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, no, of course we can talk about it. Yeah, it's more, we're trying to keep it on the rash because what we want to do when we want to launch, we want people to be like, holy fuck. This is my magnus opus. And magnus opus, for anyone else, and I've just got an ongoing joke. I don't know why I said it because I hear words and I'm like, obviously I've got good, in terms of my vocabulary is quite good, but magnus opus is like this is it. Like for me, I look at it like, I've done this for so long, I'm always going to have a gym. Regardless, I always have a gym. Like I always have some sort of gym. I think this will be my last gym in terms of, like, DeFranco downsized, and when I saw his, it's got everything. But I think this will be the last time I do, and I don't know how long I'm going to last doing this, but this will be my last big gym in terms of big gyms. But I'll downsize at some stage because I'll just have enough in terms of that big gym. But I'd like to have your gym right now. Your gym, what you told me. But in terms of this one, it's lengthwise. I've always wanted to do speed work proper. It's very hard when you have a pokey gym. How lengthwise is the last?
28 meters, I think.
No, that's the new one. What's the old one? It's fuck all. It's like 10. Not even.
And if it's raining outside, you're fucked.
Screwed. Yeah, so this one's 28. And so what we want to do is I'm real big these days on people, and you two get this, and I'm quickly talk about training systems. You want to know about training systems. For everyone out there, the most important KPIs are high velocity KPIs. It's not about just strength numbers. It's not chasing numbers. We're not training powerlifters, weightlifters, crossfitters, bodybuilders. We use a means to end. We can use principles of that, but we're not chasing that. All right? We're not training string sports. We're training non-string sports. Everything's a means to an end. Everything's about transference to the athletic environment for performance or injury reduction. And in our case, we're looking at KPIs of high velocity, fast velocity KPIs such as counter movement, static jump, RSI. We're looking at 20-meter sprint for acceleration or flight, whatever it is.
But this is what we've been talking about because our facility is so busy. We've got the 4 lanes on the inside, but we're never fucking sprinting in there.
Well, this is another thing I got off Boyle. So Mike Boyle, as you guys know, Boyle, and DeFranco. So my big thing is sprinting is the most athletic thing you can do. There's nothing in the gym that can replicate the velocity of sprinting. Nothing stimulates the central nervous system like sprinting in terms of a priming effect. And also, they have to do it in their sport if they're in a field-based sport. They have to improve those maximal output ceilings. So a lot of the time, a lot of clubs, and this is a lot of AFL clubs do, they get a GPS number of their max speed, but they only hit it. They can hit it any time, even if they're fatigued or not. They don't do enough max sprinting speed to improve their maximal sprinting speed ceiling. Because you think about it, if my ceiling is at 34 I'd rather be 36 kilometers an hour than 34 because 80% at 36 is higher than 34. So you want to improve your maximal ceiling so you're running quicker at say maximal speed. But then also you want to do it with good technique. And when I say good technique in sprinting is universal for a track athlete. So in terms of we want to see shapes and positions. But you're never going to see perfect shapes and positions for a footballer. It's never going to happen. They're not football. They're not track athletes. They're footballers. Means to an end. So as long as decent enough shape in terms of position, amplitude, and direction of force, that's fine. So I don't understand people breaking it down. And that's not to say you don't want them efficient. Like example, if they're fucking overstrained, they're breaking their hamstring, that's inefficiency. So of course you want to clean that up. But you don't have to do it to the point where it's excessive. At the end of the day, get them in the gym, get them doing high quality work, then leave them with their skill to do their skill to integrate. But a lot of people, they don't do enough maximal sprinting speed when they're fresh, their nervous system's fresh. And they can learn the skills. So there's 2, as you guys know, you get 3 adaptations when you do anything. Neurological, a neural, muscular, motor linguistic acquisition. There's a skill and capacity element. So we're training a neural pathway and a physical capacity, nothing more, nothing less. I'm not looking at it like specificity. So people who say, oh, we should run with the ball. Why? You're going to be slower. The whole idea is to improve the maximal sprinting speed. So when they're with the ball, they're quicker. That's when you integrate, right? So not enough people do that. I'm training, the reason why we're getting the lengthwise is to train the skill well, the capacity well, but also get the priming effect for the rest of the session. And here's the good thing. We're going to have the timing gates. So we're going to test them twice a week. Timing gates. And this, people might say, oh, but that's too much neurologically. Well, it's not because we're going to microdose them. That's fine. Microdosing means just small effort, like in terms of only 1 or 2 reps. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we'll have Karen will have like a TV set up, and they can see their time every time, so they can see they're getting quicker. The whole idea is you should be pushing speed, and should be pushing speed all year round. I don't agree with the terms of not training speed at all. It should always be present in some capacity. It just depends. Are they in off-season, pre-season, in-season will dictate the length. We always start short to long, short acceleration, then to long. Less on the hamstrings.
And like local athletes, that's what they don't realise, because they're like, I sprint on the weekend in my game, but they don't realise most of the time not actually hitting max speed. You know what I mean? That was bad.
Yes, you know what? That's so funny you bring that up. That's so funny you bring that up, because we literally, you know what's going to move the needle? But even move the needle for fucking, ask Karen, tell him, come here. Oh, Karen, just come here, stop fucking playing. Come here.
You can make a feature.
Just come fucking here, who cares? Karen can tell you, we've had, and this is nothing against anyone's program, nothing. We've had fucking AFL players, tell them about, don't say the names, but AFL players who come in the gym and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, bad.
Just tell them.
Well, do I need the
Yeah,
mic?
get on the mic.
Get the mic.
Wait, move your head.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Did you bring the dog in as well?
No.
Oh, we've got a dog.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, their technique is shocking. We had one in particular that I got him to hinge with just the bar, and then as soon as he'd done it, I was like, mate, that is shit house. And I said, how much are you normally RDLing? And he said, he said 80 kilos. And I said, oh, let me guess, your back's cooked.
Wait, did you say he's an AFL player?
Yeah, we're multiple.
Yeah.
I promise you. And we've sat there, and Kieran's like this, because Kieran doesn't want to say anything, because she's still
Well, I said,
but what I'm saying is you look at me. No, keep going. No, you did say that.
Cutting me off.
I did it again. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah, and then I just said, oh, let me guess that your back's cooked every time you train. He's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, because your technique is shit. But the issue is, like, in the AFL, there's, like, one high-performance coach to 40 athletes. Like, they don't prioritise, like, the lifting compared to, like, running and hitting those Ks and conditioning. So, like, they're never going to be good in the gym. But, like, that's why we have so many of them come to us, like, especially in off-season. Yeah. And the amount of, like, tweaks and stuff that we make for them, and then they'll transfer that in season, that they instantly, like, are improving. Yeah, and they're like, oh, my body feels better and this and that. And we're like, well, no shit.
We try and, like...
Anyway.
Oh, thank you, Karen. See? Hey, Karen's doing a real good job coaching. Really good. You're doing a real good job, Karen. She's learned on me, so she's heard me like talk. I mentor her as well sometimes. Dirk used to mentor you as well. No, but Dirk mentors you. Yeah. I do anyway. So we're talking about moving the needle. So even for AFL players, doing maximal sprinting speed, improving their maximal sprinting speed ceiling. We want to improve the anaerobic speed reserve. You guys know what that is. Sprinting speed, aerobic capacity, right?
Rising tide raises all boats, is he?
Correct. Yeah. Exactly. So we want to do that. So even moving we talk about local players. Let's talk about local players. But even the AFL, what will move the needle with that, especially local players, general strength work, proper general strength work, not bodybuilding, going machine, but the two big things are proper strength-based work with someone who knows what they're doing and understands shapes and positions, and intent. The big one, we just said before, is technique-based work with doing speed-based work when they're fresh.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
And like we go down and do some presentations to some of our local clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
And we literally go away with like a couple of points that they can take away.
Yeah.
One of them is just like get a couple of reps of max exposure to max velocity.
Beautiful.
At the end of your warm-up. And that's going to improve so many things from injury reduction to your top speed.
Yep, 100%.
And it's so simple, but clubs don't do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but clubs don't do it because they think that if they sprint, they're going to get injured. That's how dumb they are, because they won't listen. Sometimes you got to know when to pull away and say, fuck, this is not worth my time. Now, for you guys, you should just... I do it this way. So... I educate. If they're not like, I'm lucky where I've got a name where I can kind of do what I want, really I can pick and choose. But when you're younger, I got a question. That's a good question from a young coach. He said, well, how do I do that when I'm just starting? I said, I'll tell you, first of all, it depends are they perceptive. If they're not perceptive to you, don't even bother. You're wasting your time. Number two, remember education. If you can educate and you can show it with passion and you can show it via practicality, don't give them graphs where the coach has no idea. I mean, I've seen people do graphs that I don't even understand. I'm like, we have this thing in our industry. We make things overly convoluted and complex to make people think we're smart. Simplistic work. The best coaches can simplify. Now, that's another thing. Here's another thing for your listeners. if someone's saying something that's so convoluted, you're like, what the fuck? I was like, what? If you can't explain it the way a 10, 11-year-old can understand it, you don't know what you're talking about. The best coaches can take something real complex and break it down so everyone can understand. And that's what I've learned as well. I learned through my, I know Success Leaves Clues. I used to look at all the good coaches and what do they all have in common? One, they keep this program simple, they get buy-in, and they're really good communicators, where they're really good at getting people the most out of them. And they can just have some fun. They're not like stiff. That's another thing which I realised is they're not like real like rigid, because people don't understand that. Just talk to them. Talk to them like normal people. Get to know them. Like that's my thing. I think that's what helps with you guys, your company. I think what I've seen is you guys just have a normal relationship with them. I'm being serious. Like when I watch your videos, Midge, I should write on. I watch them and I'm always like, he's just got a normal relationship with them. Actually, I sent one. Actually, you know what? I sent a kid. There was 2 young kids, and they're more at your area. And I said, go watch these guys' videos where he's just communicating. And you just communicate. Like I remember you did this mic up session. Do you do them? Is that you?
Yeah, we do.
And you did it with like I don't know. You were literally just talking to them, like just having a normal conversation. That was it. They're just getting to know them. That's half the battle. And we always say it's like you don't just go up to them and be like, yeah, do this. It's not about that. It's like getting to know them, see what they like, and then just go from there. And then you build rapport up. That's how you do it. But most people don't want to think that. They want to think you're going to talk science.
What's the person first? Like they want to what they do on the weekend. What mischief did they get up to?
You said something. That was it. You said it. Something about what they do on the weekend. It was a funny response. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what we do.
People want to be able to relate to. You don't want to be like a fucking weirdo that
correct.
They can't talk to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. This is so fucking true. Yeah, this is where no one talks about. So where you do those mic'd up sessions are really good, where people kind of, they can have fun. Like most footballers are just footballers. They just don't give a fuck. Like they come to us. We get most guys in starting with rehab. That's how we get in the door. Then from there we can start getting them to performance work. But you get with most footballers, unless they've been in a system, like even the AFL boys, it's crazy to see they're on that much money. I mean, I train a guy on a fair bit of money, like near probably about 600,000-700,000, and he doesn't just buy into it. He's like, I kind of have to do it. Well, yeah, but this has been years ago. Kieran can tell you how many times people come in, they've been like, you think the boys will want to do it? That's their job. Well, it's not their job. Their job's not to lift weights. Their job's not to prepare, physical prayer should help their job. Their job is football. And our job is to get the most out of them. So when they play, they're performing at high levels and reduce chance of injury.
And they're good at football, not necessarily always good in the gym. You know.
This is another thing which people don't get. Yeah, they're not pro lifters; they're pro footballers. So for us, it's like once again, means for them. We're talking about KPIs. The most important KPIs are high velocity KPIs, and that's why we talk about my gym. We've got a long-winded way of saying this. That's why we got the start of the gym. But you'll see what I mean. It's the environment that we create. It's a very unique environment, and I don't know about your clientele, but you look like I'm guessing more females than males.
Probably now, I reckon.
It's pretty even now.
Yeah,
it definitely wasn't before.
Yeah, so
more like footballers, but now in the last few years, definitely gone the other way.
I mean, we've tried to become more female friendly. I'm being serious about this. It's not a laughing matter. I've actually tried to. Actually, it's funny because we're probably 90% males, 10% females. And let's be fucking serious. It's plainly because of how I am. But I'll be completely honest, the women that we do get, they're just unbelievable. Like boss women. I have tried to be a little bit less full on, but I can't not. Like the girls that do come down are fantastic. Even the younger girls, like Kieran's been fantastic. So Kieran's kind of moved in towards, she does all the back end, but now she coaches. She's a really good coach. Very good coach, and she does most girls at the gym, but all the girls we have are great. But we are improving that side of it. I think at the start I just didn't like. I was how I was, and it is what it is. But now we are improving that.
They want to be. They're so receptive, and they want to be coached.
Girls are a lot better, in my opinion, to expose that. A lot of guys are like, you know what I mean. Guys are like, I know it. Like, not all. I'm sure the guys you get a fine, but some of them are a bit like. I've had guys in there before that have been to my other, not me, the other staff being like, know it all. It's like.
If I get the younger boys from like 12, 13, 14, extremely receptive.
Yep.
The girls any age, extremely receptive.
Yeah.
But if I get the footballers,
they've already done a little bit.
Yeah.
They're sort of stuck in their ways sometimes.
Yeah.
A little bit more challenging.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think as well. Now this is more when you're younger, coach, not when you've got the experience. But when they think that. If someone's jacked up, they must be the best coach or most athlete development. But you guys know athlete development comes down the nervous system. Unfortunately, we can't see the nervous system. We only see the muscular system. And people think just because you're jacked, that means you're fast. That means you can jump on. And sometimes there is some correlation with force output and muscle size. But most bodybuilders are unathletic as fuck. They can't even walk upstairs without being gassed. So that's people need to move away from that and actually start looking at understanding, okay, are they educated? Are they passionate? Can they get results? It's athlete development. Just because someone's geared lifter, and I'm on TR, I openly admit I'm on TRT. So just so you know, I'm not on, people say TRT and they're not on it. I'm on a low, like a 250 a week. And if you actually understand it, which I do, a lot of people, if they're on gear, and they're doing a lift and they're just jacked up, and then people are like, I want to train. That's our industry, though. And I hate that about the industry. I do. I really do. But people lie. And
I think the needle's moving from, or maybe it's just our space, away from that and moving towards, I want to feel good. I want to be able to touch my toes. I want to be able to move freely. I want to be able to just go for a run.
Yeah, no. Mitch, 100% I agree. It is moving. It is getting better.
So from a facility point of view, obviously speed-based KPIs are going to be...
we're huge on that. So these days we're real big on moving away. Like, I've always looked at training this way. Physical preparation training literally is training a neural pathway and a physical capacity. Nothing more, nothing less. It's all GPP. Now, are there more movements more specific than others? Yes, I'll give you an example, right? Would a fucking ground-based sport athlete like a fucking soccer player, rugby player, netballer get better at what would be more specific? A ground-based movement such as a front squat or a leg extension? Well, obviously a front squat, right? But then you can have intricacies such as, like, I used to train like a BMX rider. I went to the Olympics, right? And very specifically for it's like a step up. Makes sense. Concentric, applying the gears. Yeah, but is it? I used to say to this kid wanted to do everything specific. I'm like, yeah, I get that, and you should do that once you get to a certain bilateral strength base. But how many people do you know max out and they're so competent and they've got like a 2-time bodyweight squat deadlift. They're savagely competent. They're lifting heavy weight at quick movement speed at every variation you give them in the gym. How many athletes get to that point? Not a lot. So there's been one athlete in my entire time who was a powerlifter first, bodybuilder first, powerlifter second, sprinter third. He runs like a 10-point, something ridiculous sprinter. He's a good sprinter. He's so strong, so robust, everything, right? He's the only guy I've ever seen at Woodford, and maybe, even the NFL guys that I've trained. Maybe Gotsis, but even still, probably not. Just because you're a pro sport doesn't mean you're a pro lifter, so it doesn't mean you have to be overly advanced. Advanced programming to me is lifting heavyweight quick. But most people think advanced is standing on a Bosu ball, standing up and being convoluted in exercise selection. It's not. A really good athlete to me in the gym and is efficient is lifting heavyweight quickly with good competency, good shape, good position. That's how I look at training. Nothing more, nothing less. So developing strength is a means to an end. Developing strength is making them more robust to handle higher training loads, but developing strength maximize power, speed, potential. It's not about chasing numbers, it's about chasing performance. And that's how I look at training. I think a lot of people might that don't get to a place where they're really highly trained. Highly trained is lifting heavyweight quick with good technique. And if you can do that, then an advanced program to me, that's advanced. Doing the basics savagely well.
I think we can definitely sit here all day, and I think we're definitely going to get you back on.
We gave you the wrap-up. I could see that. I'll do, or if you want, I can do a part 2 if you want. We can actually...
Absolutely.
We might need to, yeah.
First of all, I just want to say a couple things. I think, first of all, I really hope you have a chance to reflect at some point.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really important.
Yeah.
For you to be able to continue moving forward with all your sort of goals and ambitions. Yeah. Second of all, thank you for being honest and vulnerable. It's definitely helped coaches like myself and Isaiah, and then obviously all those you affect. Yeah. And then, thanks for just being a great role model in the industry.
Oh, I do appreciate it. And one thing I don't do, and I haven't done this enough, and I actually starting to get there, is just like take a second to realize how fucking far I've come, how much I've done, how many lives I've affected. Even Kieran said this, like how many people I've affected, how many people I've helped. I actually did this to actually really, I honestly started this. First of all, I started to make a career for myself because I wanted to actually fucking get paid for something I love. So I made a career. The second thing is I actually want to help others. I actually genuinely care about other people. You know, when people come to me and like yourself or anyone who's invested in us or came to me and wanted help, I've helped them because I actually give a fuck. I want to help people. That's the first thing. And I never reflect on that, how many people I've helped and how many lives I've changed in the industry. Never done that. And I'm getting better at it, but I do appreciate that. I do appreciate coming on this podcast. I appreciate everything that anyone who's written me a nice message. If I haven't got back to you, I'm sorry, but I appreciate that. It's a bit weird to get love over hate. As I told you, it's weird. But I'm starting to, it is getting better, but it's just hard sometimes when I was just very competitive at the start because I was very reactive, but I do appreciate that.
Because all of a sudden it's been 20 years
and
time is going to continue going. So
well,
make sure
you're only as young as you are now. That's the saying I got, eh? So yeah,
100%.
I do appreciate that and keep doing good work, but I hopefully I can get down to. I want to see your gym, so I'll get down to a upskill and
sounds good.
Hopefully, get me back on this podcast. So hopefully, watch what episode is this?
4.
What's it called? This podcast?
Coach's Corner podcast.
Coach's Corner podcast. Check it out. Episode 4. You're gonna get a lot from this episode. These guys have been great. I don't know how I'm going to end this. Help me end this because I don't even know.
Thank you.
Coach. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Woody.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Coach's Corner podcast brought to you by Iron Edge. Please share around and don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button. We'll see you next time.